Good afternoon, my lovelies. What it do, what it do, what it do. This Miss Yakov coming straight from that Spiker Star, a.k.a. the Messenger, a.k.a. the Virgo Goddess, a.k.a. the Daughters of Zion, a.k.a. that Topaz Gem Sapphire. Hey, listen, always have a message for you, but it's up to you to discern what Miss Yakov is trying to say. Remember, I'm just outside looking into your world, see things that you just don't see, okay? But think this, the name of this is called Government Cheese.
Okay, you guys. So since my baby girl turned 1, August the 28th, her weight changed from just formula, baby food, to this month, fruit, vegetables, cereal, whole milk, and a couple of other things. So we're going to see what we can make it do what it do with the weight. So let's grab a few things.
Government cheese originated from the U.S. agriculture price support programs that began in the 1930s and continued through the 1980s, where the government bought surplus dairy products from farmers. Food assistance programs. In the 1980s, the government began distributing this cheese for free at a low cost to low-income families through the Temporary Emergency Food Assistance Program. Qualifications must meet the certain income guidelines, which are often based on a percentage of the federal poverty line. Below federal poverty line, families or individuals' annual income is less than the poverty threshold set by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Let me just say this, that female right there, chosen family, okay, whatever she want to call herself, she's a single mother of 4, raising her 4 children, her bloodline, off of surplus cheese. Now, if you don't know what surplus means, surplus is leftovers, scraps, okay, table scraps. You dig? Table scraps. It's like we take the best part of the cow and give you the worst part of the cow. Okay? That's what that is, right? My thing is this. She's a family of 4, a single mother of 4, okay? She doesn't have a job, which means she's below the federal poverty line. She's below the federal poverty line, which means she qualifies for this government cheese, okay? And not only that, but you mean to tell me not only that she's raising her family off of table scraps off somebody else's plate, but she chose to have a bloodline of somebody else's bloodline, to carry somebody else's bloodline, okay, and raise their bloodline, and they can't even buy a block of cheese for the family. Think about that. Think about that. She had babies by Pokies who couldn't even buy a block of damn cheese from the store. That's sad. That's sad. And something is, Tiffany Haddish said it best. Tiffany Haddish says, these single mothers that's broken like this, that have all these kids by all these multiple people, not only that they're broken, but they have mental problems. And they really seriously do. They have mental problems that they think is okay to raise their kids off of scraps, off of somebody else's plate. You should want nothing but the best for your children, for your bloodline. Nothing but the best. You should want them to have something that you didn't get an opportunity to have. That's the way it should be. You should never want to carry around that generational curse. Okay, and not only that, but she's showing her children that. That's why they never last long. Okay, they never turn out to be nothing successful in life, because they're bearing that generational curse that she's teaching her kids. She saw her grandmother, auntie, and mom done it, and now she's doing it, and she's teaching her children to do it as well. Okay, and that's not the way to go with this government cheese. Okay, that is the oldest hustle in the book. That's just like prostitution. The oldest hustle in the book. Okay? She made a covenant And these chicks don't be having one baby father. They be having 2, 3, 4, 5 baby fathers. Okay, they made a covenant. Okay, when you choose to carry somebody else's bloodline and procreate babies of somebody else's bloodline, that's a covenant. She made a covenant with her children's father, and a nigga can't even afford a block of cheese for his family. That should tell you something right there, right? And even if the person had a job, right, and still meet poverty line requirements, they still had babies and created a bloodline by a fool that can't buy a block of cheese from the store, because that's all that means. All it means is that you can't afford, the kid's father can't afford cheese. He can't afford basic necessities for survival for his family. Okay? And not only that, she ain't got no job. How you have kids with no job? That's what I want to know. How you have not 1, not 2, not 3, 4 kids with no job? Nobody has a job. Nobody has a job. Nobody has a plan. Nobody has nothing. Just government cheese. And it's not even good quality type of cheese because it's scraps off somebody else's plate. Okay, so it's not the best type of cheese. Okay? And not only that, but all that fruit and lettuce and all that, okay, that didn't come from the farm either. That stuff is laboratory food. And always remember, the same type of cheese and dairy that was back then in the 30s and the 80s and all that, that's not the same type of stuff that they have today. Right now, today in 2025, ever since after the pandemic, everything's been bioengineered, which means it's made in a science lab. So she's raising her bloodline of 4 kids off of laboratory food made in a science lab. And she got the nerve to be the captain of the ship. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? That she's raising her kids. These females are raising their bloodline off of fake food. Bioengineered food made in a science lab. That stuff ain't grown from the trees or the plants and stuff like that. That's not earthly food. That's just a shame. Anywho, I'm about to get off this. Government cheese. They breed bloodlines by niggas that can't afford a block of cheese. Let that sink in. This is the Daughters of Zion. That topaz gem sapphire. The Virgo goddess. Looking into your world, see things that you just don't see. I'm going.